We have the good fortune to be, to have the chance to speak to Jeff Saucedo of ICG. Jeff, we had a chance to talk a little bit prior to this and saw some of the announcements this morning. If you could, give me a brief rundown of what you talked about during the new product introductions.
New product intro. ICG is actually coming out with a new e-router design. Routers certainly aren't new in the aviation industry, but routers, current technology is certainly getting very dated. And really, well, honestly, what we wanted to do is simply bring this next-gen type technology. We have it in the consumer world. Let's bring it to the aero world. And really take a long, hard look at all the OEMs out there, production line fit, really their wish list. And that wish list is really derived of RFPs. And we've taken that proposal or those proposals and really generated what I'll call tomorrow's box and hopefully here to stay.
Now, when you decide to take on a market segment or a product, and you mentioned, e-routers or the routers per se should have been done. But the question is, one, are they doing the job? Two, are they meeting the needs not just for present clientele, but in an industry that seems to have a new reason to need something new about every other day? Sounds like it's a really tough job for a company like yours, as innovative as it's been, to stay ahead of the power curve here.
Staying ahead, we have, again, our customer base, meaning aircraft owner operators. To a certain extent, everybody out here is accustomed to consumer technology. And that really is a catalyst of, I can do this in my office, I do this at home, I want to do this on my airplane. Bringing certainly new technology implies smaller, lighter, faster, hopefully less expensive. Bringing that in and actually providing some of the future technologies, Ka band, global, Express is on the horizon, making sure we incorporate those technologies back into the design, and then providing really a seamless experience from the time I leave my office, my home, on my smartphone, my PED, my laptop, my tablet as you're using today, really that seamless transition to the aircraft, and certainly trying to make this really a similar look and feel to what you're accustomed to every day in life.
Now, what distinguishes this product from anything that's come before?
I have a lot of experience in I'll say, voice data router type technologies. And certainly looking past even the past 10 years, honestly, a lot of this dream and this wish list and these items are from watching my kids. From watching people and how they interact. Think about that.
No, I totally get it.
And in today's world, I think you're a world traveler. I am myself. I've been around quite a few times. And the one thing I've learned over the past 25 years, the one thing that doesn't change is an IP address. Your telephone in your hotel room, the GSM signaling you're logging in on your cell phone, how you dial up, connect, or access public or private Wi-Fi. The only common denominator is an IP address. And an IP address that you're using today on your iPad is going to be the same architect, if you will, whether you're in Europe or South America or wherever you are in the world. So bringing that global address back to every device. Look at how connected we are. I know during your breaks you're checking email, you're seeing what's going on. People are more prone. If I called my kids right now, and they're 20 and 25, I can all but assure you neither would answer. If I sent them a text message right now, I would bet you $20 that I would probably get a reply within a minute. So that's how we're communicating. And either we run with it and go with the flow, or we simply get left behind. We chose to run with it.
Well, it's certainly a mature attitude about the realities of what we're going to have to do with communications. And as airplanes become more and more, so shall we say, difficult to justify, you literally have to justify every second. So it's tools like you're talking about here, and not just eRouter, of course, but you folks have been a part of both voice and data communications for quite some time, and have spawned a number of pivotal products in that area. And these are the things that people are going to their boards and justifying, yeah, I know it costs a lot, but so does my time, so does the time of my business, and more important, so does that lost sale that not having these tools caused me to deal with.
I think you're skirting around an issue called return on investment. We do voice and cockpit data link very well. We are the industry standard to meet. So making that aircraft more efficient, getting them there sooner, preferred flight routes or fans tracks, implies less fuel burn. So currently all of our technology, air traffic control to a certain extent, communicates at a voice level, a verbal level, over a VHF frequency. So they're picking up their radio and they're calling this aircraft. Fans really is migrating that voice architecture to digital data link. No different than you, or actually it's very different, but from this type of perspective, you sending a text message from your cell phone to me is a form of digital data link. And this is exactly where we want not only North America to migrate to our air traffic control system, but the rest of the world. And imagine an air traffic control or a controller in a specific region typing messages and sending them to aircraft. One guy may be able to communicate with 20 airplanes at that text or digital level, as opposed to trying to call and speak over the radio to those same 20 aircraft. So that's really where fans is taking, I'll say, next-gen avionics. And it is truly future air navigation. We are almost there. There are fans tracks available today. Obviously, ICG provides satellite equipment supporting those fans tracks. And I'm actually quite excited to be part of this process. I've heard about it for 20 years. I'm actually now getting to see some of this come to fruition. I would love to say it's inevitable all air traffic control traffic would go to a data link level. I'd be foolish to say that. There's always going to be a voice backup, whether it's flight operations, airline operational centers, emergency call from air traffic control or your handler. But data link is certainly the where I'll say you're okay and the FAA want to take all aircraft in the future.
What is the strategic vision for ICG from here?
The vision, I would love to say, is simple. Honestly, you look at how do I be involved, me as a person and me as ICG, be involved with the evolution of these next-gen type systems. That is sitting on Special Committee 215. That is being part of the RTCA meetings for next-gen equipment. It is coming to an AEA and finding out what my FMS manufacturers are doing to accommodate some of these next-gen initiatives. It is working with the Universals and the Honeywells and the Rockwells and really the Inmarsat providers out there for really a combined solution. My radio provides not only ATC voice, it also provides CPDLC or digital data link direct to the flight deck. We have airplanes flying with this. They're primarily air transport or airline type operations. We do have some BizAv customers. The vision is equipage of all aircraft for digital data link or FANS 1A type operations.
Sounds like you got your work cut out for you.
Until I retire.
Well, we can't thank you enough for spending a little bit of time with us here at Aero-News. We look forward to, I've talked to Andy a bit about coming up and visiting and seeing where you're developing these technologies, and more important, how you are taking that technology and putting it into products and putting those products into people's hands, and then supporting those customers, which we all know is 90% of the job these days.
Absolutely.
But we're looking forward to coming on up and seeing you sometime in the not too distant future, but we sure appreciate your time here.
Actually, we have a Data Link Symposium we are now hosting. It'll be our 4th year. It's September 11th through the 13th. I'll make sure you get your invite.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you there, and I thank you much for your time.
Thank you.
Aero-TV's live coverage of the 56th Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.